Good morning, ladies and gents. Just coming to you. It's Rochelle from Can Do Crafts, coming to you with another wallpaper episode. Sorry about my messages, but what's displayed is to not educate you, but just to let you know there is many uses for wallpaper. You know, starting from covering drawer fronts. You know, using the wallpaper as what do they call them? Drawer inserts. You can make mannequins, there is an unbelievable amount of things you can do with wallpaper, from creating wall art, from creating, ephemera. So this is just a sample of, what I've been doing. So I'm just going to put my glasses on. As we age, we tend to lose our sight. More so. Okay, there we go. So what we've got here in front of me, in front of us for the moment, is a selection of wallpaper items. Now, to give you a start of how I came about this, there are many templates on the internet with pockets, tuck spots, tags, and the like. So I was at my local Aldi store and came across these by Grace Taylor. It's a Grant Archival brand, I believe, and it's adhesive pockets and tags. Now, if you turn over, you can see there's one pocket there, two pocket there, and a corner pocket there. And we know we've got the pocket envelopes, the mini envelopes, the mini pockets. The list goes on and on and on. So I took the ideas from these, and they do have flaps on them inside. I'll open them up and I'll show you. Okay, so I'll take a few of them out. Okay, so I'll just sort of group them into. So currently there is, so we've got 4 designs. We've got the corner pockets, and they've all got the flaps on them. Then we have little tuck spots where you can put your cards in on your book pages. So we have those. Then we have the pocket. Now, I like that style, but if you're putting it onto an edge of a page, which I have here, unless you're putting it in that position, further down the page. We'll go this way. Yeah, that way. If you wanted it on the edge of the page, you can create a straight edge. So that's another design. And then we just have the other one where it's just the top end, so you can then put your tag in through that way, through there. So there's 4 designs. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of those designs and tuck spots and fold outs on the internet, that you can download some templates from. So what I chose to do was make my own templates. Now, this is just a cutting mat for your vegetables. That's the strength on the camera and the tripod. So we'll put that piece over there. Okay. So here we go, is with that one, which is that. So the template is a little bit larger. Now, you don't have to have the flaps on the side. A lot of people just sew them into the pages or just glue them into the pages. And I think the tuck spots, sort of give it a bit more leeway to bank up, 2 or 3 tags in there. So that's that particular template. And then we have the pocket. So if you have a look at this one, you can see. Okay. I'm sort of out of whack here at the moment, because normally what I do is I film it this way and then I reverse the camera so that way you're looking at it as I would be and not upside down. So you can see here where I've actually created more of an angle and straightened the edges up. And it might be better on that side. Okay. So there you can see there's more of an angle. Now you can cut it, you know, so it's not as sharp an angle, but I straightened the sides up. So that's another template there. Then we've got this one. This is my one. I created a little mini pocket. So here we go with this. It's ready this morning. Okay. So I'll show you the template actually out. Now I've done flaps on this. So, you know, you can cut out your templates, and all I do is I just glue them down, and then you've got a nice little pocket to then add onto a page. Now you can glue it down, or you can do it that way, and then, you know, you can put little, this is just a handmade one, it's just out of a manila folder. So then you can, you know, sort of put your little ephemera in there, so forth. You can cut out a little thumb pull to pull it out. This one's just got a gentle graduation, you know, gradual indent into there. So that's that. And they're just all from Wallpaper. So check out your Wallpaper and your paint stores for any discontinued wallpaper sample books. Just going to leave that over there at the moment. So my challenge is all the offcuts of Wallpaper. I'm actually making all these little pockets and, you know, tuck spots and things like that. So, okay, where do we go? Then we have the tags. So I just cut out different sizes of tags. These are two tags that I've actually, that one's completely finished apart from the string. That one's finished without the words on it. So, yeah, you know, you can sort of make them any size you want. This is actually from a shipping label. So I just cut around that size and then push it in the hole. That's quite a large hole on that one. So then all I did was I proceeded to, you know, adjust them accordingly to how I wanted them. So then you have, you know, your 4 sizes. You can make 6 sizes, 8 sizes, depending on your tuck spots and your little pockets that you're putting these in. So that's another idea. So it's great when you can use, you know, a plastic cutting mat to make the templates. Also what we have here is, you know, your doilies. Tea dye your doilies because they are great to use in your junk journals. Your book pages, they can make pockets. I'm yet to turn them into pockets, so, and then embellish them. But today is about the Wallpaper. There's just little flowers. Now I don't have the Tim Holtz flower die, so I just made my own. I just, yeah, cut them out. I'll show you a video in the future. In the upcoming future about how to make your own flowers. So, and then you just edge them and then you can add them onto your projects. You know, add them onto a doily. You know, you can do lots of things. Add them onto a corner page. You know, that's just showing you a sample. So the other things that I was doing is, okay, so I'll just move them out the way. I've got 5 different wallpaper things that I've got going on the run. Okay, so when you're actually cutting out your wallpaper, I was a bit overzealous and cut all my papers out, and they're just all over the place, you know, not in the colour coordination. So I thought, well, I'm not going to sit there and put them all in colours. I'm just going to grab sheets of wallpaper, make envelopes, pockets, and so forth. And then when I need them, that's when I will actually then put them in the colours. Now, as you can see, you know, they really blend well together. So So when you're using all your wallpapers, you know, they look good in a junk journal. You've got your greens, your blues, your blacks and whites. You know, so there's your blues. There's all your greens. There's your beiges and browns. So, you know, when you're sort of cutting all your pockets out, you know, you'll have a selection of varying degrees of colour samples, colour themes, and, you know, when you're using them throughout your journal, you know, it'll all blend in together. You can, you know, cut out medallions out of particular patterns and, you know, add them to your journal pages and so forth, and just incorporate them, you know, so they look pretty good all together. You know, there you go. All the greens. And then you have all your reds. You know, so when you see them all together, you know, they do look really great in, you know, combination to each other. So bear in mind when you're looking at wallpaper books, you know, look at the type of prints and patterns and just see whether you can incorporate them into your mini albums, your junk journals, your smash books, just anything, you know. So it's all about using ingenuity and creating something unique and different. So, and some are very textured, so, you know, that's beautiful. So never dismiss your wallpaper books. I've been working with wallpaper for about 10 years now. So I've just made a comeback to YouTube. You know, so, you know, just really pretty. You know, really pretty. So don't dismiss what you can, you know, use them for. So there is abundance of things you can make. So they're just, you know, some little pocket little envelopes that you can create from the wallpaper. And I did have a little elastic band. Also, if you've got punches for your, you know, like any scraps, I mean, if you look how tiny they are, and I was having trouble like picking them up, putting them on a project, so I created this little wand thing with a bit of blue tack. So, you know, when I need to put them on a project, you know, you can glue them and, you know, push them down. And it's just an easy way of picking them up, you know, all the small fiddly bits, you know, your hands are a bit thimble. You know, so, and that's what I did to make these. Now these are actually manila folders. So it's just a bit of natter on things that you can create for your junk journals. So it's all a new learning curve for me. I've never made a junk journal yet, but I'm making lots of, you know, pages and envelopes and things like this. Now this is like a mini file folder, and you can put the tabs on anywhere you like. So it was just made with the wallpaper, and there's the hearts there, and I do intend to stitch down there on the sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can do a faux stitch, and, you know, sort of, you've got twine or your eyelash trim and different things like that. So, and that's just edged with some shoe polish. A bit of book page. You can tea dye your book pages, but if they're yellowed out and, you know, look a bit aged, you know, you don't need to. I actually did one just to see what the difference was, and there is a slight difference. It just depends on what's appealing to your eye, you know, or if you're selling them, what the customer requires. If they want a more aged look, then, you know, tea dyeing is the way to go, or coffee dyeing. So this is just something you can actually add to your book page. Now this is not my idea. I got it off the internet, and I'll put the link down below. The two ladies. Shell is a lady I watch incessantly, and I believe she follows Gail Aganos. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her surname, but I'll put the link down below. So, you know, go and check out these ladies. You know, they're well experienced, you know, in creating journals and ephemera and things like that. So that's where I got that idea from. And, you know, while Shell was saying that, you know, someone actually commented, you know, that, you know, you all copy each other. No, you get the inspiration, and, you know, you get encouragement and inspiration from other people. You may have that ingenuity, that creativity, but it's a matter of learning how to put it all together. And as for me, I didn't have that concept of putting it all together, so I had bits and pieces all over the place and didn't know what to do with the bits and pieces until I found, Shell's channel and Gail's channel. So, when you're using your own ingenuity, your own tools, your own products, while it may look simple, it's just, inspiration. There's a lot of people out there who craft lift an idea and then they turn that idea into their own. So, some people need that confidence boost, and, if they don't know how to and they follow someone's tutorial or process video, they're encouraged to be creative, and that's what it's all about, supporting the newcomers as well, and, just be creative. They gain more confidence, and then they're off on their own, and then they be more creative. So, never, just encourage and inspire people to be creative, because, we're all creative in our own way. So yeah, these little folders, and I think what Shell does, she actually glues a paperclip, a large paperclip, behind. So then, it's already on there. There we go. Yeah. So the paperclip's there, and then you've got that, and then you can attach it to a page. So you can take it off and, journal in it, and so forth. So that's another little neat idea, to use up all your scraps. It was just a manila folder and just a bit of a page and music page. And I got the music books from your Goodwill stores, and sometimes you can pick them up really cheap, 20 cents, 50 cents, So, that's a thought, just old books. Sometimes your Goodwill stores or your second-hand stores are throwing out old books. And just be mindful of the words too. Like here, this was the rose, and it was talking about hybrids, and then the word now came up, like require now. And so I just put the negative over the now, because it's all about living in the now. And this one was a music sheet. I'm not quite sure what it was from, but the word with me, so I just put the negative over me. It's all about me. So, yeah, it's all about you and your creativity. And the tabs I just put in different positions, so, they're pretty good to put on pages, so I'll be sewing along there and sewing along the hearts. And that's where, all your little punches, I've got so many little punches that I got at a craft sale. And I got them, but I just thought, well, wow, they're too fiddly. But not fiddly for, little things that you can add onto projects. And with this idea, it's great. So that's just a little bit of a natter from me. There's a little jar here which, I just rip up the pages. So when I need them, and bear in mind, some of the sheets, can be very delicate. So when you're actually edging them up, hold the edge, where the edge is with your finger, so you've got that support there. This is pretty sturdy, this page. And if you don't have the Tim Holtz distress inks, you can use shoe polish. A lot of crafters use shoe polish, and it's the go-to. And when you think of what you're putting it on, they're good quality. So, that's another option there, So check out your stash at home, old books, even some of the children's writing books, from there, anything you can use to put on little mini file folders. So I think that's it for now. No, actually it's not. So I pushed it all aside. So I'm not quite sure how long this video would go. So the flowers, I'll show you a tutorial on how to do that. These are also little pockets too. Okay, so, and that's just out of wallpaper. Everything is out of wallpaper. So when you're using a colour theme throughout your journals or mini books, just grab the envelopes and the pockets and, little book pages and things like that, and colour coordinate it to your wallpapers. So that's that. These are some tags I've actually just started to do, so I'm yet to put some eyelash trim on that. So that's 4 pieces of wallpaper or paper pieced together, and the hearts are actually cut out of wallpaper too. The words, I've got a video on how I created these in a Microsoft Excel program. So we don't have much in the way of things like that where I live, so I create my own. And it's good because then you can use your own, vocabulary, your own linguistics to create your own sayings and expressions and put them on the cards. So I'm yet to put some words on that. So that was just a bit of book page from the end, from the back, which was blank, and just inked it up. Some pages from that book, and 3 pieces of wallpaper, and that's just on packing, and that's on a file folder. So they can be created cheaply and inexpensive. So that's it for the tags. This is just a manila folder, and I had some ABC stamps, so I just put the word notes in there and inked it up, so they can actually then go into your little pockets. Like that. And there's many different designs of, like doing the thumb on there. So just check your internet for all your templates and things like that. This was another template I haven't yet cut out of the hard plastic. So this is another little pocket tuck spot thing. So I've just cut out several of them in different wallpapers. And this is what they'll look like when they're, sort of put together. So at the top there, I did the top of them. You don't necessarily have to. Now some people actually will then, like glue the flaps to the side because it's going down on a page. Some actually glue them inside to give a bit more leeway if they're putting, 2 or 3 tags in there. So it's just up to you and your preference. So there's another one there. Another one. So I've just put some toppers on there. You can leave them blank. We'll go this one. So you can leave them blank like that. Also, you can decorate the edges up. I do have one in here somewhere, right at the bottom. So if you can see, if you've got a border punch, create a border on the bottom so that when you turn it around, it gives it a nice decorative edge. So when these are all embellished up, whatever, your heart desires, whatever you choose to embellish them with, sort of vintage laces and crochet laces and, sort of your handmade flowers. Bearing in mind if you're actually putting them into journals, you don't want them to be too thick, so, you limit the height. And there was things that you can pull off with a paper clip, so also, so be it. So that's just a quick, or may not be so quick, idea on what you can actually do with, your wallpapers. So